Before I introduce the new threat, we need to kind of have a little prelude from Smoke because it comes directly from one of their masks of the future when they had a bad roll and they had to kind of cover it up. So it would be for Moss Covered Gate. And that Mask of the Future says, narrate a scene in which you receive a letter from one of your parents urging you to return home. What does the letter say? And then you tell me to put the Pinkerton in play. So, Smoke, you may have received this letter before you had the problem last night with the curse.
Hmm.
What did the letter say?
Well, I think actually, if Smoke received the letter before, they probably opened it after the curse and the situation
Oh,
was dealt with. Like it might be something they came home and they'd previously tossed aside, but they like opened it, they sat down all while they're all probably bruised and a little scratched up, and they read it, and it's from their mother, who says that they should return home because there are these people from so Smoke comes from like a pretty cushy household, so there are people from some kind of rival, not I don't want to say company, but something equivalent of company. What is the yeah, but a rival sort of group that rivals their parents' business, uh, that sort of is potentially out for this family, and their parents are worried about them. They're like, we know you've had your wild, we know you've had your wild days of like traveling the world or whatever, and being angry at us, but um, this is serious and it's time for you to come home.
and with that, there's, I think, you're all suffering the after effects of taking care of what you had to take care of last night. And I think in the morning, you hear, or, you all hear in your respective rooms, you hear ding, 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 ding.
Mildred, being up, would probably be the one to answer unless Eligos got to it first. But yeah, she'll go down and answer.
I am the servant of the household. Of course I answer the door.
Very well.
I wouldn't be surprised if Eligos had actually, like, pretty much thwarted you and stopped you in
Which
mid stride.
this doesn't count as my person Friday, but I appear by the door as you round the
Oh
corner
my
of the
gosh.
stairs.
I'll take it.
Fabulous. All right. When you answer the door, there is a gentleman that he looks like he's a squat, stout man. He's got a mean looking square jawed face. He wears a charcoal 3-piece suit with a red bow tie and a billycock hat. And he doesn't show it right away, but you can see the bulge at his side underneath his jacket of something that looks like a firearm. And he says, "Hello, my name is Winslow Taggert. Is this Hargrave House?"
It is. May I ask why you're calling?
"I'd be looking for well, I mean, you can tell from the accent I'm not from around here. I'd just be looking for somebody that may be a little bit like me. And another American. Kind of tallish, kind of like bright-eyed."
They're not here right now, Mildred says from behind Eligos.
It
"Oh,
is
are,
as the
are
lady
you
says.
are you the lady of the home?"
Sort of, yes.
"Well, my sources be saying that they be like hanging round here, if not living here proper. So if you do get word that, let's see, they'd be going by, I believe, Smoke is the name they'd be going by, Smoke Lazul, then, yeah, have them come calling, and, here's my card. And, he hands you a card, and it looks like, has his name on it, and it has the Pinkerton National Detective Agency written on it as well. And on the back is the name of the hotel that he's staying at. And not a phone number, but like just kind of like a contact. Like what room he's staying in, basically, at the Langham. All right. And he just turns and then, like, looks askance at you both, and then tips his little billycock hat and then heads out. But yeah. So,
No stranger than normal. I'll deposit the card in the sort of like, I assume we have a box for those.
Mildred, I think, would actually take it out of curiosity. Just look at it, look it over. Say it's fine. I'll bring this to Smoke. I'll leave it under
She
the
may
door.
not want to see it.
Well,
Prefer to give
it
her the
is
option.
them. It is them. For them to choose. Excuse me.
Yes.
You notice too, Eligos, I think that it's not nervousness that Mildred has around you right now, but it's definitely like there's definitely like a tension there. Unspoken, of course, because British. But yeah, she'll just take the card and start to head away.
What are you wearing right now, Mildred?
I imagine like a light pastel pink, dusty pink, maybe like crinoline, a little lace here and there, little neckerchief, perhaps.
That's gorgeous.
Would Oda actually be up at this hour? Would he actually respond to the bell?
It's early morning, right?
I would imagine so. I mean, like, Taggert's not going to waste any time.
I'm waiting for the butler to bring me my coffee.
Wow.
Smoke heard the ding ding ding, rolled over and went right back to sleep. This is what happened there.
Okay, so let's go ahead and line this up for vulnerable moves. So that's a cursory introduction to the Pinkerton threat. So, Smoke, I leave it to you. If you want to mention some things to your colleagues, you can. If not, I'm going to, just do the summary after you guys figure out your vulnerable moves. Okay? So, again, Vice needs to be in play. Whomsoever's vice it is gets the bonus of either picking out a threat to create a clue for, or you invite the other hunter, who also clears a condition, to ask you a question about your past. Okay? So, whoever wants to start.
Mildred, would you like to have a...
I would love to have a vulnerable move with you. In fact, I would like to do my masks first, and then I would like that to lead into the move with Moda, because I have an idea for that.
Okay.
Ooh, okay. I'm perfectly happy to hear this as a different format for the morning. I mean, for the day. Sure, go ahead.
I think I will ask for a vulnerable move with Eligos. Potentially because he might be more interested because of the morning caller we had as well. Just in, what the fuck was that, pretty much. And also, also because I haven't had one with him and I'm curious, so yeah.
If that's the case, then I think I would rewind and then just leave the card with Eligos then.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't take it.
Do you want to go ahead and just do your vulnerable? We'll open up with your mass and then do your vulnerable with Oda first.
Yeah, we could do that.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. So I have 2 masks. Did we have a threat mask that we all did do? I don't remember.
The sun.
Okay.
Yeah, so hold on. Let me just read that out for everybody. So for the sun, even though the threat has been resolved, each hunter narrates a dream they once had of primordial earth, back in time across the ancient seas, back in time when the spirits walked, when the sun was new and the old gods held court. Everybody has to do that one.
Yeah, I think I
Ooh.
might save that one for the next dawn phase. But for now, I'm just going to do these 2, I think.
I think according to the rules, it's like not available anymore because the threat is done. But we can ignore the
No,
rules.
because
we all marked it.
No,
Yeah,
you
we
all
marked
marked
it
it. I mean, like, so,
okay.
I mean, because we didn't have a chance to do it because we
I
ran
got it,
out
I
of
got it,
time,
okay.
it's still okay.
Yeah, we all did. We all still owe it. The debt
Yeah.
has moved.
Yeah.
So my first mask is to narrate a flashback to your young adulthood that shows your first sexual encounter with a dark entity. And I think that when Mildred leaves Eligos in the foyer, she heads back to her room, and there's a moment where she sits on her bed, just contemplating what to do with her day and looking around, and she feels something, and it's a familiar sensation to her. It's one that she's felt for a long time. And as she's starting to feel this, there's a flashback. We see, cutting back to Mildred's old home, the old estate that she used to live in. We see that it's nighttime and there's a thunderstorm out. And Mildred's mother, who's now a bit more gray in the hair, salt and pepper. And I'll include Eligos in this, but if it's a situation that he doesn't want to be a part of, just let me know and I'll replace it with her father. But Mildred's mother asks during this rainstorm for Eligos to check on Mildred, who's upstairs. Seems to be some kind of rumbling going on up there, like the floor is creaking, and she's concerned. Obviously, it's quite a heavy thunderstorm outside. And so Eligos obliges, and as he's approaching the door, he could already hear something going on behind them. It sounds like moaning at first. And at first it sounds like her, but then there's something else undercutting it, something heavy and guttural. And he opens the door with his lantern in hand, very cautiously. And you can see that the window is open in her bedroom. It's this gust of wind and rain bursting in. And that causes the lamplight to flicker. And there's a sudden flash of lightning. And what he can see and what we as the audience can see in this very brief flash of lightning is Mildred as a young woman, though we can barely see her, just parts of her arms and legs beneath something heavy, something large and covered in fur. And so it's some sort of, can't possibly be it, but it's some kind of tail, large horns. It's all just too brief though, and looks too fantastical to comprehend in the moment. But there's a moment where we see the hand of this creature raking its fingertips across her thigh. We see this long serpentine tongue, the same one that we saw in the first Mask of the Past, that was lapping up her blood from her mother's blood from beneath the bed. We see that now on Mildred's chest, going up her neck, and stops. The lightning flickers away, and there's this Eligos standing there with the lamplight, and Mildred alone in the bed. And he can see that there are 5 large scratch marks going up the length of her thigh, and Mildred, in a mix of embarrassment and exhaustion, covers herself up and looks at Eligos, who is still standing in the doorway, and she just cries out, "Get out!" And when she does, the door slams in his face without any kind of provocation from her physically. And the rest of the night is quiet for the house, except for the rumbling of thunder that's going off in the distance. When we cut back to Mildred in the room, we see that that familiar sensation is that serpentine tongue crawling up her leg. And she says, "Stop it." And she stands up and moves to the window. And as she does, we don't see it, but we hear, "Oh, come now, darling. Don't be like that." And she doesn't look back to this voice. She keeps looking out at the window. I imagine she probably sees the Pinkerton walking away at some point. "You know, my darling, I'm feeling quite peckish. Go to Lord Oda, see what he has for me." She sighs, and we see coming into the frame this large hand with these several inch long hooked talons. And she turns back and it's gone. And we still hear the kind of low growl of this beast in the room. And it says to her, "I know you wear your scars as armor to protect yourself from the world, from me. You hope to sour my enamorment with you, with each wound you make, each gash that bubbles with lifeblood. But Miss Bloom, it's not your flesh I crave, it's your spirit. And I'm so very glad that I have it. Now please, if you will, my breakfast." And she sighs and she heads to the door and heads down to Lord Oda.
Yeah, fabulous. So, how would you encounter Lord Oda?
It's up to you. I imagine it would be his vice, though, considering they're still at the house.
Yeah. What out of character are you hoping to get from Lord Oda, or is that a secret?
Across the table, she's just hoping to get more rats.
Oh, rats?
Yeah.
Okay. That's good. Yeah. Let me see what you're watching children at play.
Yeah, I think it has to be your advice because she's not. We're not leaving the house.
Yeah, I think this might be a very vulnerable scene. We see the camera opens up to a scene in which like Lord Oda is by like a warm fire. Like he had Eligos set up a fire this morning. Is reading a book of children's songs, and they're all about spiders and porcupines, and all sorts of spiny things. He says, "Eligos, not looking up. Did you bring me my coffee?" And he's like in this. It's just literally a like a bear skin like bath gown, right?
I think when you don't look up, Mildred just enters the room. She knocks first, but she doesn't. She enters. And I think you finally realize that he doesn't come, and maybe you call out to him again. But you turn around and you see her stay.
Alex, and I get this like
Eligos.
whiff of like really beautiful floral perfume or something like that, like gusting into the room, and I say, "Oh, it's Bloom."
Yes, Mr. Oda. Unfortunately, I think Eligos is busy at the moment. There was a guest at the door.
I always thought we should hire better help. What would you like to offer me this morning?
I'm sorry?
would you like to read this morning with me? I had quite a fascinating evening with some animals.
Yes. Sure, if you have something to read to me, I can listen for a moment. I actually had something to ask of you, but...
Oh, well, you can tell me. And I pat a chair, or I pat the bed beside my chair, I guess. You know, what would you have?
Yeah, she'll sit on the edge of the bed and just stiff up her back, hands in her lap. That menagerie that you have of animals that you seem to be able to call upon at any given time. When you filled my room with those rats, I was wondering perhaps if you had any more of them.
They are my friends and companions, you understand. Well, sometimes I do get rid of them as they'll die soon anyway, but I do feel somewhat sad when they have to go, far more than, other people in London.
Yes, of course.
What would you have from me in return? I'll give you some rats.
Well, I could make you a fantastic dinner. I've done so before. Could
I would
perhaps
like Miss Bloom to give me a moment. Let me look in here. Oh, Miss Bloom, I know you have a calling card to a Diamond Jubilee tea salon. I would like to go there with you. It sounds quite ravishing.
Yes, I can see if that's allowed, if that's permitted to bring a guest, of course.
It's a date.
It is, yes.
All right. How many rats would you like, Ms. Bloom?
However many you left last time would be perfect.
Well, we'll have to do it ourselves, you understand. And I lean down from under the bed, and there's like a cage, and I stand up quickly. I take off the rug, right, and then it's just like, just pants. And I put on like boots near my mirror, and take out the key and slip it in the mirror, and it opens up. And there's like a gust, and there's like a very wet, dank smell coming out. So we're just going into just sewers beneath us. I'm going to sing, right? All right? And they're going to come, and I need you to help me grab as many as possible.
Of course. I imagine that's what the cage is for.
Yeah. Well, there's some gloves near the stand. And they're like these like thick gloves that are totally meant for Fink, right? There's like, and he gestures you to come, and he holds up a lantern. The Pied Piper all along. And I think, that's when you would start to sing a children's song. Perhaps a children's song about witches.
I'll take it.
Yeah. And that's when they start to come en masse, just like rats, plump, wet, brown, black. Their eyes are like going all over the place as they scamper straight toward the song.
Yeah, Mildred will just, with the cage in hand, set it down the ground and then try to like scoop in as many in as she can.
Mildred, I would never have thought, but for someone of your elegance, you would stoop down to do something as dank and dirty as this.
Well, everyone has a little dirt on them, don't they?
Yeah.
Some of us more than others. And she'll slap the cage closed.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Oda. I will let you know when I'm able to bring us to the Society of the Lilac. I'm sure it will be a date. And she'll turn heel and start to climb out of the sewer. And
Would you like me to ask for wait, so how does this move work? I just ask for
it's you either get a you either stumble upon a clue or you invite a question.
Well, what do you want to do? Do you want to get a clue, Mildred, or do you want to
We've got 3 threats right now. 4 with is it
yeah,
3 or
let's do
4 right
find a
now?
clue.
Yeah, it's up to you what you want to do. I don't mind asking a question, but if you want to find a threat, I totally understand.
Yeah, I want a clue. To which threat? The Pinkerton. And just to be clear, we're like in the sewers below Hargrave House, or not sewers, but like underground water systems.
Yeah, like catacombs. Yeah.
Catacombs. I'm like, what would Pinkertons be found there? That'd be so weird.
Maybe you're sneaking around down there and trying to get into the house. Is it okay to clear it by condition, or?
Sorry about that. I just wanted to make sure I had checked on the
Mildred,
threads.
what
Yes.
type of-
So you can clear blood bloom if you feel that talking with Oda and getting the entities
It's breakfast.
meal. Yeah. I mean, if you feel that you've kind of paid your debt to your entity, that's fine. And Lord Oda, you unfortunately cannot clear Most Beloved. There is a way that you can, but you don't have that move, I don't think,
No.
to be able to do so. So yeah, I mean, you want to add a clue to what, the Pinkerton, or the West End Wraith, or the Drowned Guardian of the Docks. Those are the 3 threats that are now in play. West End Wraith, I'll tell you that you guys have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 clues that you can use towards the resolution question. And then Drowned Guardian of the Docks, complexity 4, you only have 1 clue on that. And then Pinkerton, of course, is so new you don't have any. So, while you're thinking about what you want to provide, Lord Oda, I'm going to move over to Smoke and Eligos. So, whose vice is in play? So it's either smoking like a chimney, or Eligos, declaiming some comedy. Yeah, frame it up.
I think it is Smoke eventually stumbles back and stumbles down, sorry, and their letter is it's in their hand. They're still holding it because they've been reading it rereading it this morning. Probably read it once late last night, but reading it again. And the other hand has and halfway hanging out of their pocket is their sort of the standard box they have of their smoking equipment. And they're stumbling down, and they probably bump into Oda either at the bottom of the staircase or something like that. Super late. It's the sun's up proper, probably. Super late by Mildred standards, that is. Bump into Eligos someplace.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. And they're probably gonna be a little annoyed and be like, "What are you doing standing in the way?" They haven't got their coffee yet.
Coffee? I'll get on that.
Yeah.
Sorry, there was an early call this morning.
An early call. Yeah, isn't there always something or the other that wants to be up before the sun is up?
Yes, but I think in this case it is how to say it? A newly lagged arrival who may be of your acquaintance.
Okay, Spock is gonna sort of stand up straight and crumble this thing at this point.
They
Of my
left their card.
acquaintance.
Yes, they made some very threatening allusions to your parents, and we told them that you were not in.
That's that's kind of you, but yeah. So if you have the card out, like Smoke will take it and look it
Right
over.
here.
Thank you, and just looks it over. Like does the thing where you put your hand on like your forehead, and then shoves the card into a pocket, pulls out this thing and says, "Cigar."
I've heard something of the Pinkertons from a few folks down at the docks. What could they possibly want with you?
Well, I'm not 100% sure either, but seems my parents have gotten themselves into something or the other, and I'm tangentially involved, as always. And then, like, yeah, he's just gonna take out a cigarette, start smoking, and like offer you this thing if you're
I
interested.
think it's in the hand that you offer me something with that. I'm like, wait, there are splinters in there. So how long has these been here? Has it been 2 days and you didn't come to me? Or even mention it?
They're just splinters.
I can get them out. Honestly, if you don't get them out, the skin is going to heal over, and it's going to get a lot worse whenever you try and hold that ginormous gun of yours.
This one is going to just take a deep breath and then say, "Thank you, Eligos," and just sort of hold out their hand a little. The one hand is like still smoking a cigarette, like that's like it's probably going like halfway onto Eligos's face, if not entirely on his face.
There's no need to be rude.
Oh, I'm terribly sorry, and like finally makes an attempt to like smoke in another direction.
Eligos takes extra care to make sure it hurts. Not supposed to. But you did leave them for more than a few days. It's unavoidable, man.
I suppose. I think looks like this Pinkerton person. What's his name again?
I don't remember.
Taggert.
Yeah, I don't either. Yeah, this Taggert person is potentially going to be a problem. Did he leave any instructions for me? Did he say to call on him or something like that?
He just left his card, and I suppose that means he wants a call, but between you and me, he did not seem to have your best interests in mind.
No, I don't suppose anyone that's hunting me down from across the pond has my best interests in mind, but maybe I'll go see what he wants in some time. Yeah.
You know that we're here for you if you want backup. Or I have contacts. I can arrange an escort, or at least someone to hold your ammunition.
Smoke considers it, nods slightly, still sort of hesitantly, like, I will. Takes a deep breath, like, thank you. I will at least let some of you know before I head out to meet our new friend. Yeah. And like going to thank Eligos, probably offer him a cigarette one more time, like for the 5th time or something. Yeah. And then stumble off into the kitchen, get coffee probably at like 10 a.m. or something.
Right. So we can close out that scene. Eligos, if you think that you have kind of been admired in practical details enough that you've forgotten about being haunted by the sea, you can clear that condition. And then smoke, obviously, Eligos took care of your glass splinters, so you can definitely clear that. Okay? And considering it's your
Cool.
vice, smoke, you can, again, either invite Eligos to ask you a question about your past, or you can create a clue for one of the threats that's now on the table.
I think I'll create a clue.
Okay.
For Ground Guardian, probably.
So, Lord Oda, what do you want to do? Invite a question or create a clue?
Yeah, I'm going to create a clue
Mm-hmm.
for the Pinkerton,
Okay.
and it's going to be a cache of like TNT, or uh, like a cache of like I don't know, explosives
Okay. Okay.
under Hargrave House. Yeah.
Ooh.
Under Hargrave. Okay.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
There's that's one way to smoke out of smoke.
Serious, right? Oh my gosh. Okay. And then back to Eirinar. Do you know what you want to do with the clue? Or which threat, I should say, that you want to.
Yeah, I think I'm going to do Ground Guardian. I'm not 100% sure what I want to. Yeah, sort of unconnected people with seaweed bracelets.
We can, like, TBD that, saying TBD from smoke.
Yeah, yeah, that would be glorious. Thank you.
Okay. All right. Okay. I think, like, with all the back and forth between, like, the vulnerable moves, I think the morning paper has, like, hit the stoop of Hargrave House. And when Eligos brings it in, one of the featured articles is a mention of a train that was carrying a large cargo of iron into London, derailing and destroying all of its cargo. That is your mastermind clue. Or one of them, anyway. I will pop that into the
Interesting.
mastermind clue. A train carrying iron into London derails, destroying its cargo. One out of three. The other ones will come along in time. So we are done with vulnerable moves, and now it leaves you guys to figure out what you want to do to investigate for the rest of day phase. Okay? So let's go around the table. Lord Oda, what would you like to do today?
Lord Oda would like to go to the museum. I think spend a nice day looking at the exhibits.
Life in London kind of thing? Or, like,
Life in London. Yeah. Actually, maybe the zoo. That would be interesting. I think Lord Oda's going to London Zoo.
Okay. All right. And Eligos.
I think I'm going to let me tab over to threats. I think I'm going to. Well, we have enough to wait. Did we gain a clue on? How many clues do we have on West End Race? We have
Five.
five.
One,
And it's
two,
complexity
three, four,
4.
five.
Do we want to talk through that?
I'm open to it. Are you trying
I'm-
to go on, Matt?
Yeah, I mean, we got the lowdown from Jason that, like, he's like, for the final iteration of the game, like, we're supposed to reserve this answer question stuff for dusk, but I don't care.
Okay.
No, go ahead.
No, we can
If you guys
wait.
want to do it, it's fine. I mean, you guys always like seem to build up a lot of stuff, so I'm happy to let you guys do it if you want. But you also have the two
We have
other
a TBD clue.
a
The
TBD
Drowned
clue,
Guardian.
and then you can still still investigate that further, and then, like, get more
Yeah,
clues on
for
that.
now, we've got a newfangled shiny mystery. Let's investigate the Pinkerton.
Okay. So, yeah, Smoke was cagey about what was going on, but Eligos, I'm going to say that through some cursory digging, you find out that Mr. Taggert works for the Pinkerton National Detective Agency, as written on his card, and he's been hired to bring the American back to the United States. And he's staying at the Langham Hotel in the West End. So, and didn't get a chance to ask this of Smoke, but Taggart, by reputation, is ruthless and corrupt. He's involved in some sort of criminal scheme over here, as well as back in the States. So, Taggart wouldn't come all the way to London to collect a bounty. If you can figure out what shady angle he's working on the side, you might be able to confront him with it and pressure him to give up the bounty rather than risk being exposed to his employers. So that is the question to resolve the threat. Okay. So that is your
wait.
question.
It just occurred to me.
Hmm.
I don't think I ranked up last time. I have irregulars now.
Ooh.
Sorry, informals.
Yes, I know. My Factotum and our game kept on mixing that up as well. Yes, you have informers. So yeah, you can take advantage of those accordingly. I think you have to roll on them, though. Let me see. Let's read the move. So the Hargrave House
Sorry.
informals. You skim money from the Hargrave House accounts in order to maintain a network of spies and enforcers throughout London. When you put out word that you need help from someone in your network, select one of them from the list below and roll with presence. So, you can choose to use one of your informals. Just tell me which one and then roll with presence. 2d6.
Sorry, I wasn't laughing at the move. I was laughing at barrel staves because I know that is an in-joke that Jason has.
He's an absolute unit of a man.
Yeah, he is. And he appears in, I think, every Jason Cordova game.
That and him and Julius.
Yeah. Let's see here. I mean, he knows me.
Yeah, they all know you. Yeah.
No, the Pinkerton.
Well, he knows you as the servant that answered the door. Whether he
Fair
paid
play.
attention to you enough, that's a different sort of question.
You're right.
know?
I should. I'm not going to risk any of my informals on this dangerous American. I'm going to follow him myself.
Okay. So we'll say that you were going to investigate the Pinkerton. Mildred, what would you like to be doing?
Yeah. Having finished off the lurker, I think the only other thing would probably be the Drowned Guardian. She hasn't really explored that, and because it's more supernatural, I think she would gravitate towards it more than she would the Wraith or the Pinkerton.
Gotcha. Okay. So Drowned Guardian. All right. So for Pinkerton, you know that because of the card, you know he's staying at the Langham. So conceivably you could do some research there or near there. For the Drowned Guardian, you can go not only to the docks, I believe, but let me just pull that up here. You can head over to...
Imagine if the Pinkerton became the servant of the mastermind. Like these, that'd be amazing.
He became the servant of the mastermind in my game.
Did he?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh! How was it?
I'm
So-
just so curious.
There's the docks you can look at. There's a new iron-hulled clipper called the Blackadder that's in the harbor. There's the wine vaults, the dancing devilfish. There's a boarding house nearby, and there's a church called the Church of the Steadfast Anchor, if you're interested in doing the Drowned Guardian.
She doesn't love churches. What are my options? You said the church.
There's a...
Actually, you know what?
there's
I would love to go visit my friend at Cremorne Gardens and see if she's heard anything about what's going on.
Okay, all right. Hold on. So, Cremorne Gardens. Okay, and then I see that you've changed your mind, Lord Oda. You want to go visit your boy Greco?
I know he said never come again, but I'm gonna come. I'm gonna pay him a visit. I'll bring him a gift.
Mm-hmm.
Well, here's a question: are we going together? Because we're going to the same place.
Oh, I think we go together, Mildred. But I would like to, well, if you want to come see Greco with me, you can, but...
Well, no, she's not going to go.
That's the
Oh, that's the thing is, if she knows that he's going to go there, I don't know if she'd want to leave him alone with them. Let me think about it.
Okay. Well, I mean,
I'm still going to
also
Cremorne, but I don't know if I'm going to go with Lord Oda to Greco or to go see the creature yet.
Okay. Okay. All right. Well, like, you know, we can make it a we can make it an on the way kind of decision. All right. Let me head over with Eligos to... Now you're going to go hunt Mr. Taggert down over at the Langham, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So you go over to the Langham. This is an opulent place. There's hotel staff dashing to and fro, great piles of luggage, a pair of gentlemen in comfy lobby chairs and wrapped in conversation and each other. So paint the scene for everyone. The Langham is one of the newer hotels in the city. What do you see that shows how they are putting their best foot forward?
We see that they have a dedicated boys to shine folks' shoes for just inside the doors.
They put out bouquets of fresh flowers every morning in the lobby.
There is a ginormous there is an absolute unit of a portrait of the president of the hotel hanging in the lobby, which is sort of gauche and American and an awful lot like a bank, but it's a statement of wealth. It's nothing else.
Eligos, I'm going to say that as you go into the lobby of the Langham and you start to see the looming picture of the president of the hotel in front of you, and then you can see the shoe shine boys getting ready to, like, you know, just to start to rub everybody's feet, and then maybe one is like starting to come towards you. You see the bouquets of flowers. There's so many of them that you almost think that they're like lining the edges of the stairs going into the hotel itself, into the foyer. All right. When you go in, though, even among these bouquets of fresh flowers, you smell a sudden puff, a sudden like breath of the overwhelming smell of rotting flowers in your nostrils.
Okay.
That is your second mastermind clue. So, do you try to go into the back? Do you try to engage with the servants, the staff at the Langham, or do you try to go up to the hotel manager up by the front?
I think I do what I always do. I go and find some servants. Let's say I know one of them. At this point, I can roll informals. Is any of them a maid?
Let's see.
Butcher, governess, pickpocket, vicar. He would have been useful. Street urchin, prostitute.
And you
The
notice that
prostitute could be
you
there.
have a true.
Yeah, nearby at least. Same with the pickpocket.
Yeah. I'd wonder about the pickpocket though, only because it's like he's smells bad.
Eh, probably not then. Prostitute though.
Yeah.
But my plan overall isn't so much to go to the hotel as it is to tail the Pinkerton.
Okay. You can. You can try to trail the Pinkerton. Let me see. I'm going to say that if you're going to do this stealthily, you're going to need to roll with composure. And especially if you have anything in your personal quarters that you'd like to use to give yourself some advantage on this, you can. Or you just roll 2d6 with composure.
Let me check my quarters. I mean, I doubt Commedia dell'arte mask will help unless it's magic, but there probably are. So if I can use the cabinet of masks as a sort of blanket disguise kit, I do that.
What disguise would you have? Let me ask you that. I'll let you use it, but you just have to explain to me.
I'm thinking because American would be too much attention. False mustache, certainly. But I think the look I'm going for is banker of moderate wealth. Because I'm willing to bet there's Pinkerton, if he's staying at the newest, fanciest hotel, is possibly not spending his own money.
Highly likely. Sure. Okay.
So he'll be visiting places of mid society.
All right.
They're quite expensive.
Excuse me. So You would roll 3d6, take the 2 highest, plus composure.
Okay. Okay, let me get back to calculator.com. Sorry, I've been... Number of dice, 3. That's a 7. Plus composure, which I think is a 1, but it doesn't matter. Oh wait, why am I rolling d8? What? Okay, that's a 10. There we go.
Perfect.
Plus composure, which is irrelevant, but it's not, because it's not 2. Let me double check that, though. Oh, no, it is 2. I rolled a 12.
Okay. All right. So I owe you yet another mastermind clue on top of the other one, the last one that I owe you. Okay. And then I think as you're following him, the mask that you've pulled on enables you to create this persona, not only this disguise, but this persona that gives you the image of a moderately well-to-do banker. So wandering around in the streets, following this Pinkerton fellow is no big shakes for you. I mean, you're just observing him. In fact, I mean, with such a great score, I think you're even able to go up and talk to him if you'd like, or like wander nearby and listen to him as he talks to some of the people that he's mingling with. Because he is kind of making what seems to be like rounds, like, you know, we're talking to different people in the vicinity, basically. Businessmen just like yourself. So
Okay.
would you
no, I don't think I'll talk to him at the
okay, but
moment.
you're okay.
Because I plumb don't know anything.
Okay.
I have nothing to needle him for.
But being a banker, I think you'll notice this one very specific clue. Taggert has been paying his expenses around town using a variety of foreign currencies, none of them American dollars. That is your capital C clue
Okay.
for tailing him. All right, so I'll come back to you in a sec. All right, let's go back over to Mildred and Lord Oda. Are you going together to Cremorne? That's the one thing I want to settle out first.
I think so, yes. I think we'll go together.
Okay.
If that's all right with Ben.
Yeah, I think, you know, Lord Oda is dressed like the Virgin Queen herself and has her neck ruff, right? And it's like a large gown. It's like, we're going to a fair, you know? Come to the gardens. What are you wearing, Mildred?
She's wearing the same thing she was wearing this morning.
Your costume change is incredible.
Yeah, with a parasol though. Might rain, you never know. Might also be too sunny. But no, when she sees Oda, I think she'll go, well, I thought we were planning on going to Cremorne together, but I'm not sure I can fit the carriage with you in it.
Well, Mildred, you're a little thing. We'll squeeze in together. It'll be tight as friends.
I'm sure there'll be at least 6 meters of silk in between us. Shall we?
Yes, well, let us be off. And, you know, Lord Oda has a little purse with something round inside. He like pops and puts on his shoulder. I'm very much looking forward to today.
What is it you're coming to Cremorne for again?
We're visiting our dear friend Greco.
Oh.
The boy's so
That's what you're doing.
lonely. So working class. I hope that he moves up in the world, you know? I hope to give him some advice.
Well, Mr. Oda, you do remember what happened last time, so I would ask you to exercise restraint and responsibility when meeting with Greco. I don't want whatever happened last time to happen again.
Don't worry. I'll make sure of it.
Promise?
Promise. And
Swear it on all of your lives.
I think swearing is against the church. And she goes forward. Very unchristian to swear.
Mm. I think that gets a little bit of a smirk out of Mildred. She'll try and get as comfortable as she can, surrounded by all these fabrics. And yeah, I think with that though, I think she's gonna actually go just visit the creature when they get out. I think this is where we part ways.
Yes. So we are at the gardens, and she said, "Well, be away. You take your time, Mildred. I'll see you for lunch."
Of course, I'll be checking in with Greco later on just to be sure that everything went well.
Everything will go well, I'm sure.
Of course. Good day then. And yeah, she'll make her way to the docks.
Going to address Lord Oda first, since they dropped him off outside of the or near the tent, I should say. When you go into the tent, I mean, it looks just as normal. I mean, like with the tent flap and the purple spangles and such. But when you go in, Greco is nowhere to be found, Lord Oda. In his seat instead is a squat, wiry-looking man with reddish hair and a big grin on his face. And he says, "Oh, you be looking for the fortune teller, eh?"
Yes, the ugly little boy.
Oh, you must have a very strange idea of beauty and ugliness, sir. He's a fine-looking fella. I'd take a mite of him myself if I was into that sort of thing. What you be doing here, then?
Ah, well, you see, I brought a gift to the little boy. He said he wanted to know things, and I think I was going to teach him a few lessons.
I think he had some things to tell you, but you seem to want to not heed his advice.
I'm going to make this person my my follower. My what is it called? My in my cult.
Oh, you have giveth?
Yeah, I have given. That's what I got on my last.
And this is not a side character.
Oh, this is not a side character. Oh, wow.
This is not a side character.
No, I think they have to be named.
No, I think this is a servant of the mastermind. That's what I.
Yeah.
Or maybe it's a.
Oh.
It is a servant of the mastermind.
So,
Fascinating.
and I say, well, if he's not going to give me my reading, would you? I have brought a deck of cards. You can play a game.
Oh, I don't know about be playing some games, sir, but what I can be telling you is that you may want to be concentrating on the tasks at hand. There be eyes on you. Not just mine, but maybe some other interested folk. So, yeah, keep your eye on the prize, yeah?
Yeah. And do I sense, is this gentleman like high class or low class? Like what kind of sense do I get about them?
Roll with sensitivity.
Oh, sensitivity. Oh, wow. So it's gonna be information move.
Yes.
And sensitivity. Where am I? Sensitivity of 2. I have 2 clicks. And I'm just appraising him.
Yeah.
5 and a 4 and a 2, so 11.
Okay. What you get out of this young gentleman, or young old gentleman, since you can not really tell is that he is of all things. He can shift into any class that he chooses. And he has a bit of glamour on him, whether it be his or somebody else's. You're not sure.
Yeah. It's very frustrating. I think with the information move, I receive a clue no matter what, right? Is that true?
Yes. Yeah, I would think
Okay.
so, yeah.
Um,
Yep. So let's see.
yeah.
This would be... Give me a second.
I could bump it up to get a mastermind clue.
You could. You just are trying to race to that mastermind thread, huh?
Yeah, I'm gonna
You
bump it up.
could. With what? What mask are you using?
Mask of the Past.
Mm, getting to know Oda's past. Okay, so that's a 12. 3 mastermind clues. Oh. Okay. Your clue, sorry, is going to go for the drowned guardian of the docks.
Mhm.
All right. This is fitting for you then. So, this fellow has not told you his name and said, "Keep your eye on the prize, yeah?" And what he starts to do for you, Lord Oda, as he's making his way round, kind of like starting to dance around you, he's singing snatches of an old sea shanty. The same melody, but sung in different languages.
I'm imagining he's speaking different languages at the same time. Like there's some like oral strange effect going on. And I say to him, well, if you do happen to see the boy, please give him this gift. Or you can give it to your master if you like. And I take from my bag these black gloves that are embroidered with, I don't know, my true name carved, like etched into them.
You sure you want to do that?
Yeah,
And I'm saying that out of character.
I do. And I'm going to cross this off my, what's it called? The list of my things.
Okay. As long as you're okay with it possibly biting you in the ass later. Just
Yeah, you're really giving a confirmed servant of the mastermind, who we know is at least named Titania,
love
let
it.
alone the Fae.
I love it. Keep going.
I mean, I'm okay with it. You have to be
I
okay
love
with
it.
it. If you're not okay with it,
Yeah,
then
I'm okay with it.
I'm just here to assess risk.
obviously Oda's like all in. I mean, we're just beyond that risk assessment stuff
I love
now.
it.
Okay, sorry. Getting composure. All right. Mildred, you're heading down to the edge of the water. And sorry, because it's like I don't have Cremorne up, so I don't remember exactly what the harbor docks on this end
right.
look like. But what do you do to call your friend? I mean, like, it's still daytime, It's
Yeah.
like it's not nighttime yet.
I go to the edge of the water, probably staying on the docks, because I'm not sure if I'd be able to get down to the beach. But she'll take out one of the pins in her fascinator and just drive it through her tongue, then stick it back into her. Oh, I'm sorry. Did it go too far, Ben?
I
just make sure that he's okay.
It's okay. It hit me.
All right.
It was very uncomfortable, but in a good way.
Okay. And then she'll just place it back into her fascinator and then she'll recite the words, and she's going to use a ritual of salt and smoke to be able to beckon it to her and speak its language. Ooh, that's a 13 total.
Guys are really racking up these mastermind clues. Boy. Okay.
I don't think that. I mean, you can give me a mastermind clue for it, but it's just a ritual. It's not like investigation. Yeah.
Oh, hold on. What does it say? Does it say
So-
something about 12 plus?
Just on a 12 plus, I can unmark the cosmic passage, but because I took a skill advance in that already, I can't use it. So
Okay.
it just means I can the ritual goes off without a hitch.
Right. Okay. Okay, got it. All right. All right. Well, I don't want you speeding directly to Mastermind just yet, so I'm just gonna say, clue.
Yeah, that's what I said. It
Yeah.
doesn't. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So what you're gonna bring the creature of Cremorne Garden to you, which is fine, and you'll be able to communicate with her. Clue. Since this is not specifically for Cremorne thing, you're going to do this for a drowned guardian?
Yeah. I just want to see if she's seen anything or heard anything.
Great. Okay.
My homegirl. Told her to
Yeah.
be back.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. No, I mean, she'll be very pleased to see you. Like, I imagine that the place that you've chosen to meet her is in kind of like underneath the, one of the
Piers.
One of the piers, yes. And then it's like shadowed, so like nobody's down here. I'm like, you kind of like smell some of the muck and mire of the Thames, nearby and such. But she comes out of there all the same, and she looks, well, as she can look, she looks very glad to see you. And some of those patches that she had like kind of rubbed off herself, I mean, like they've healed over. In fact, it's like, you almost see like it's like new scales, like shiny new. And she looks very glad to see you. In fact, what she'll do is she'll come out of the water and she will actually reach her hands, her webbed hands out to you and, clasp yours in greeting.
Yeah, she'll take them. She won't hug because,
Well,
wet.
yeah. Right.
But she will take her hands and just sort of take them into both of hers and say, "You look marvelous. Your scales are looking extraordinary. Quite iridescent, really."
Thank you. It is wonderful to see you again. You are here because of the guardian of the docks, yes?
Yes, I would like to come on a more social call, but unfortunately, yes, there is a problem. And I was wondering, perhaps since you are, you're in the water itself, was wondering if perhaps you had seen or heard anything about it.
I have. I was hoping you'd be coming by soon. There are stories. Even I am not sure what is truly going on. But I found this. And you will see that she has fashioned some kind of like rudimentary belt with pouches at her side. I guess like, she will like kind of scavenge like around the area and such. But out of one of the pouches, she pulls out what looks like a bottle sealed with purple wax. I found this nearby those docks near the accidents. I don't know if this will be helpful to you.
I'm sure it will once I understand its context. This is rather strange, though. Does it have anything inside of it, or?
It does. It has like a piece of parchment which looks like it has writing on it.
She'll actually start to peel off some of the wax in front of the creature, and when she finally unseals the bottle, she'll pull out the parchment. I hope you don't mind.
Absolutely not. I was hoping you'd be by so you could tell me what this is.
And yeah, I'll read it, see if I can make anything out of it.
You recognize it as a rhythm. There's a poetry to this, even though the language is not readily understood by you. It looks like it could be something of either a prayer or an incantation. And that is your clue.
I'm not entirely sure what this is. It could be a number of things. I'll have to bring it back to the others and see if they have anything to say about it. But I did bring you something, though. And Mildred would reach into her handbag, and I think she would have brought maybe what would have been a cute gift. Maybe like a nice shiny brooch that she had in the shape of a little English rose. It's shiny. I don't know if you have anything to pin it onto, but if not, it can at least carry it with you if you like.
It is beautiful. Her gills are flapping excitedly, and if she has a smile on her face, then that is what appears. And she takes it in both hands, as a treasured gift, and she will put it into her pouch and makes sure that you can see she is securing that pouch flap very, very tightly as thanks for the gift. And then she gives you a wave and then goes back down underwater.
When she's out of sight, that's when Mildred will sort of wince at the fact that she pierced her own tongue and kind of suck back some of the saliva and the blood that's in her mouth and spit it out. And she'll start to walk back up onto the pier and see if she can keep Lord Oda out of trouble.
Mm-hmm.
If you want, you can become my worshiper. It's a part of my new move.
I'll totally consider it.
Yeah. All right. Thank
totally
you.
considering it.
Not in this or any other lifetime.